ZANU-PF assailants ahead of by-elections in Insiza and Matobo late last year. But before we dive into that dingy abyss of violence and hate, let's flip the coin and look at the story of love being celebrated across the world today. And that's the story of Valentine's Day. Litshona njani isihlobo esithandekayo, siyahlangana kuhlelo labasakhulayo olwe The Connection. Lamhlanje sixoxa ngodaba lodlakela oluqondiswe ikakhulu kwabesifazana ngendaba zombusazwe ngesikhathi sokhetho. Ikomishini ebona ngokukhumisana umlotha, i-National Peace and Reconciliation Commission, ibambene logatsha lwe-United Nations olubona ngezabesifazana kanye lenhlanganiso ye-Zimbabwe Council of Churches. Ziphakathi kokuqhuba imihlangano zikhuthaza ukuthula phambeleni kokhetho. Kodwa singakayi lapho sikhangele ezothando njengoba lamhlanje kulusuku lwesithandani nje emhlabeni jikelele olwe Valentine's Day. Kwaziwa ivatereri ve Studio 7 nasi muchirongwa che Livetalk The Connection. Tiri kutarisa nyaya yemhirizhonga mune zvematongero enyika yakananga zvikuru sei kuvanhukadzi. Sangano reZimbabwe National Peace and Reconciliation Commission richishanda pamwe chete ne-UN kana kuti United Nations Women Zimbabwe neZimbabwe Council of Churches riri kuita misangano yekushora mhirizhonga iyi uye kukurudzira runyararo pamberi pesarudzo dzichaitwa gore rino. Asi tisati tapinda munyaya yeruvengo iyoyo, ngatimbopinda munyaya yerudo. Sezvo nhasi riri zuva revanodanana kana kuti Valentine's Day, iro rinoremekedzwa pasi rose. Zimbabwe joined the world in marking Valentine's Day amid many challenges today, many of them of economic nature. Young people are also feeling the burden of unemployment and drug abuse. The Ministry of Primary and Secondary Education is also reporting an increase in the number of children dropping out of school due to child marriages, pregnancies, and sexual abuse. That coming from a ministry official appearing before the Senate. Despite all these challenges, many people made gestures of love to their partners, many buying gifts and flowers for one another. Here is Harare florist Jennifer Munjero telling our correspondent Rutendo Mawere business was good.
Tatoona kuti vanhu vari kudanana zvechokwadi, saka basa redu kuona kuti raenderera mberi zvakanyanya gore rino kudarika gore rakapera.
Mungati nyaya yebhizimusi iri kufamba here?
Aiwa, kubhizinesi riri kutofamba. Zuva ranhasi aiwa ratifambira kubva tichisvika na5 kusvika zvino hatisati tatomboti vaizvozvi kuratidza kuti zviri kufamba.
Muchitengesa zvii?
Tikutengesa machocolates, tikutengesa maroses, tine ma-artificial flowers, ma-fresh flowers, zvose zvingadiwe pavalentine tinazvo.
Mai Jennifer Munjero, Jennifer Munjero ke ngotengisa amaluba obekhuluma le ntatheli izindaba yethu Urutendo Mawere eseHarare sithi hayi ibhizinesi bihamba lamhlanje ngoba abantu bebethenga amaluba awe Valentine's Day ukulilanga lesithandani phela betshengisa uthando to one another. And now to help us discuss these issues, we are joined by Otilia Spanda, Gender Secretary for the Bulawayo Progressive Residents Association, and John Muchenje, Executive Director of 4H Zimbabwe, a non-violence advocacy. Good evening both, and welcome to Live Talk. Let's start off on a lighter note. And I'll start off with you, Mr. Muchenje. It's Valentine's Day today. We know the country is facing a gamut of challenges, but on this special day, how important is it for Zimbabweans to take a break and just focus on love? Mr. Muchenje?
Oh, you are going to meet other person. Good evening, sir. I think today we've seen that quite a number of couples, like you were saying, buying flowers and also engaging on their love issues. It shows that we still have people that are loving each other in our country. We've seen other celebrities, like, for example, our own brand ambassador, Lauren Guyo. She received a car from a boyfriend. So it shows that we are still valuing these things, regardless of the economic challenges that we are facing in the country. Yes, the economic challenges are there, but people are finding ways and means of surviving in our country.
And pamberi tingati edu pamberi nerudo pasi neruvengo. Please do stay on the line, Mr. Muchenje. Ngize kuwe Maspanda, Otilia Spanda, Muchenda Secretary unobhala ubona ngezobulili kumbe ngathi ngokulinganiswa kwamathuba phakathi kwabomama labesifazana kuhlanganiso yebulawayo Progressive Residents Association. Maspanda luqakatheke kanganani usuku lwe-Valentine's Day lwanamhla lo?
Ngiyabonga linjani balaleli. Usuku lwe-Valentine's ngiyaluthanda ngoba kuba lilanga lapho abantu abatshengiselana khona phela ukuthi basathandana okunganani. Ngoba njengomuntu okhangele indaba zobulili kwamathuba alinganayo abesifazana labo abesilisa labomama. Ngikubona namhlanje omama abaningi bajabulile ngoba bebethola izipho ezivela kubomkabo. Bajabule kakhulu kutshengisa ukuthi abantu nje loba kulobunzima obukhona kodwa uthando lusesekhona.
Kobulawayo khona ngapho ikakhulu eBulawayo Center laphana okuthengiswa khona ama-curios bebegcwele yini abantu bethe?
Bekuyisithi abantu bethenga amaluba, bethenga okade kulungiselwe, bekugcwele imigwaqo yonke. Ngoba sekugcwele izitarada, ngithi abantu sebethengisele emgwaqweni.
Hayi siyababongela ke labo abasemathandweni sithi Happy Valentine's Day. Laba ngakhonjwanga bakithi izigwadi omachayinyo kabahlala bodwa. Abanye bathi ngomazakhela ngazi kumbe liqondile lelo bala kodwa nxa ungatholanga umuntu othi Happy Valentine's Day kuwe lamuhla ungaba wedwa ungaba sesimeni esibi kana sinakwana munhu ati Happy Valentine's Day maybe awona mdiwa wako isizo pana pa studio 7 ukuthi hayi wathi nokudai siyalithanda lonke ngakho sithi Happy Valentine's Day. And now focusing on the main issue, a very serious issue, the issue of political violence in electoral politics. Mr. Muchenje, we see the United Nations in conjunction with the Zimbabwe Council of Churches as well as the National Peace and Reconciliation Commission. They are holding training workshops across the country. I think yesterday and today they were in Mutare, Masvingo, and Bulawayo, where they are pushing a campaign under the theme Stop Violence Against Women in Elections. And this is what they are saying. Coercion, intimidation, humiliation of women, voters, and candidates are forms of violence that undermine their constitutional rights to participate in elections. Campaign mungati yakakosha sei vamuchenje tichiona kuti isarudzo takuenda kusarudzo muZimbabwe. We saw late last year kuchirohwa kuchiita violence kuchirohwa vanhu vakaita sana Jasmine Tofa MP we-CCC. Then we saw pa weekend apa vananik mangwana vanova veZANU-PF vehurumende vachiisa ma pictures evanhukazi pa Twitter vachiti vanhu vavo veZANU-PF varohwa nevanhu veopposition. Campaign iyi yakakosha sei pari zvino Zimbabwe yakanangana nema-elections?
Ndinotenda campaign iyi yakanaka nekuti takuinda kuma-election I think muna August by then tichatora ma-election muZimbabwe. So campaign yekuti vane MTRC Women and Council of Churches yakakoshera munyika medu. Asi ndisati ndaramba ndichitaura zvirikuda kuti violence iri kubva kuma-political parties. So nditarisira kuti pavari kuita macampaign avari kuita vatange vane vanhu vema-political parties mukati, because tikataura violence, electoral violence tisina ma-political parties tinenge tisina zvatinyanyobatsira sereki. So tiri kuti campaign yavari kuita ngavaunze vakuru vema-political parties zvakafanana nekuZANU-PF. Tofanira kuona vana maMutsvangwa nevakuru veWomen's League vari mukati vachitaura. Toenda ku-CCC tofanira kuonawo vakuru vavo varipo vachitaura semune ku-MDCT emadzimai vachidhinaunza violence. Inofanira kunyanya kudhinaunzwa stereki nevakuru vemadzimai atinoti ma-women wings or ma-women assemblies ari ma-political parties. But chirongwa wacho vari kuita chakanaka chinodzidzisa chinochireta awareness kuvanhu vari muZimbabwe. Vakadziwo vane kodzero yekumira kuma-leadership positions in our country.
Asi kana tichitarisa previously vamuchenje we've seen vaNelson Chamisa ve-CCC vachishoropoza mirizhonga. We have also seen vamunangagwa veZANU-PF vanhu vamutungamirizve wenyika vachishoropoza mirizhonga. Asi we have seen mirizhonga yacho ichitekeshera. Asi semaonero enyu initiative iyi inogona kuita effective more than mutungamiri wenyika navachamisa here?
Nona dzinenguri panotaura mukuru wenyika vamunangagwa oro mukuru we-CCC vachamisa oro mukuru we-MDC vamunzora vachaura. Mashoko avanotaura dzinenguri haasviki kuground nemhaka yezvikonzero zvakati wandei. Pamwe pavanouya kumasvingoro paraiva vanenge vachiita vanhu vashoma vanokwanisa kuuya, but mafambi ari kuita vanhu veMTRC nema-Council of Churches neUN Women vari kusvika zasi kuma-grassroots, which means information iri kusvika. But tinamba chinokumidzira chikumbira kuvakuru vema-political parties kuti vataure nevanhu vanovatevera kuti vasiye zvemirizhonga. Sekora kwamaita kuti ku-MP wekubulawayo we-CCC akarohwa nevanofungidzwa kuti vatsigiri veZANU-PF. Then paweekend zvekare vaniki mangwana vakaposta madzimai ndakavaona vakapfeka hembe dzeZANU-PF vachinzi varohwa futizve nevanhu ve-CCC. So tiri kuti kuma-followers ema-political parties ngatisiyei zvemirizhonga, nekuti mirizhonga haina kunaka, haina zvainobatsira kuti tikaiita munyika medu. Inoshumisa nyika yedu, inoshumisa vatungamiri vemapato atechitevedzera. Nekuti kana wakapfeka hembe yepati ukaita mirizhonga, anosviba mutungamiri webato hausiriwe, woziwa uzikamwe, asi mutungamiri webato rako ndiye anosviba. So tiri kukumbira kuva vatungamiri vema-political parties kuti vaudze vanhu vavo vanovatevera kuti vasiyane nemirizhonga. Tiri panyaya iyoyo tida kukumbirazve kune vemakotsi vaya kuti ngapambowanikwa hwani munhu anopiwa mutongo anenge aita mhirizhonga. Kuti for example ndikawanza kunzi John aita mhirizhonga, nganombopiwa 10 years or 15 mukati ndiri muchirongo, vanhu vazive kuti mhirizhonga haina kunaka. Zviro kwazvo ukaita mhirizhonga unovharirwa mujeri.
Aiwa, tinotenda vamuchenje, and please do stay on the line. Siphenduke kuwe Masibanda. Sesike sabona ubaba uChamisa we-CCC esola udlakela ekhuthaza abantu ukuthi baziphathe ngokuthula. Ngitsho labasekeli bebandla lakhe okuyinto esesibone isenziwa njalo ngumongameli Emerson Mnangagwa ongumongameli welizwe kanti njalo engumholi weZANU-PF. Kodwa udlakela sijona sibona lusenzakala lapho lalaphaya kuchayo abantu be-CCC. Ngempela sonto sibone oNick Mangwana besithi kuchaywe abantu beZANU-PF abagoqela abesifazana. Umkhankaso we-UN ohlanganisa abamasonto abe-ZCC kanye labe Peace and Reconciliation Commission lo ubona ungaba lomthelela omuhle yini ukwedlula amazwi atshona ekhulunywa ngubaba uMnangagwa loChamisa labanye abaku-opposition?
Okay. Ngokubona kwami ngibona ingani umkhankaso lo ungaba lo mfutho. Ikakhulu njengomuntu mina ngikhangele uhlangothi lwezakhamizi zakoBulawayo. Imvama isikhathi esiningi abakhokheli belizwe bengabe bekhulumele umkhokheli welizwe uPresident uMnangagwa kunye nomholi umkhokheli we-CCC uNelson Chamisa ngodlakela. Kodwa liyabe lungafinyelelanga ngendlela efaneleyo kuzakhamizi ngoba izakhamizi zona omama labontanga yibo abasetshenziswa kakhulu kwezombangazwe ikakhulu nxa sesikhangelane lophetho lolu esilukhangeleyo olwelizwe. Kuqakathekile ukuthi umkhankaso lo uqalise phansi ezigabeni okuzayenza wonke umuntu akuzwisise ukuthi udlakela luyinto embi enganani phakathi kwelizwe njalo libulala ilizwe. Ukuhlukumezeka kwabomama sokwande kakhulu njengoba ukhulumile ngaphambilini ukuthi sibone u-Honorable Desmond Mpofa etshaywa ensizwa kabuhlungu. Kuviki lelo uMangwana laye ephumela amaphikisi abomama abahlukumezeyo batshaywa kukhangelelwe zombusazwe. Umkhankaso lo ngokubona kwami uqakathekile kakhulu.
And vele akula ukuthi kuchaywe abeZANU, kuchaywe abe-CCC, kuchaywe abeZAPU, kuchaywe abakaMonzora. Udlakela lubi kumele luphele. Masibanda, sorry.
Ngiyakuzwa. Ayi vele akulani lokuthi kuchaywa kumbe ukhonza ngaphi kumbe usonta ngaphi kumbe uyenza ngani kumbe uyathethela. Ukuchaya umuntu ukwenza udlakela phakathi kwelizwe kuyinto embi kakhulu. Esithi thina njengabantu abakhangele kakhulu ezesifazane udlakela lolu kubomama sisipha ukuthi sikhankase luphele futhi kuthethe lolo oluzayo ngoba abantu abangomama bonabo yibo abasetshenziswayo ngokudlakela lolu nxa silukhangele luqaliselanise kuma-political parties ngoba kuzabe sekuyisikhathi sokudinga abazamela izigaba ama-member of parliament, senators lama-councillors. Lapho omama bazahlukunyezwa khona ngobaba bephinde beyehlukumezana sebehlukumezana ngezombangazwe kubangwa elinye ibandla phandle. Sithi udlakela vele kubomama lona kalumi sibilezindlini siqalisele khona ezindlini. Udlakela luyinto embi kakhulu. Siyafisa ukuthi sike singene ekhotheni olungasoze lube lodlakela lulimaze ontanga lulimaze umntwana oyinkazana lulimaze umama.
Limqotho lelo Masibanda, and we all remember what happened to umama uThokozani Khuphe ngaloya mnyaka eze ekibo kukaThwangirai ngale emfeni wahlangana lodlakela olumangalisayo. Mr. Mchenje and Masibanda, please do stay on the line as we take some callers. Silo mlalelo se South Africa. Tereri makadienyu ku South Africa uko.
No fara ngoma mchunga mriseko.
Aiwa tribo edu ndi mkoma Donald Derap.
Ndi mkoma Donald.
Mainzwa
makati kweko kwa America. Nditi happy Valentine's Day kwa muri.
No happy tinotenda mkoma Doni. Mainzwa iri mugango tipe ofungwa zenyu pa chilimbo.
ndangojumiwa zvangu ndasina kunge ndanzwa musoro wenyaya zvakamira sei nhasi.
Okay, tikutaura nenyaya yemhirizhonga Zimbabwe Peace and Reconciliation Commission yabatana neZimbabwe Council of Churches pamwe chete ne-United Nations pakuita misangano vachikurudzira kuti pasaite mhirizhonga munyaya dzematongero enyika muZimbabwe, especially against women.
Yakanaka mukoma, inyaya yakanaka. Pasange pane mhirizhonga, sarudzo dzedu zhinji dzine history yemhirizhonga. Saka kana vauya nechine nyaya yakadaro inyaya yakanaka zvingaboiti. And inofanirwa kunge iri inclusive. Madzishe anofanirwa kunge arimo munyaya yakadaro. Anofanirwa kunge achiudzwa nokuti madzishe mamwe mukatadza ndiwo anosimbaonza kushasa anoshandisiwa panyaya dzemhirizhonga nemamwe mapato anenge achiita mapato makuru mahombe ayo eZANU-PF anogona kutengera madzishe motikari bonzi mofambawo muchiverenga vanhu vari mudunhu menyu. Saka zvinhu zvokuti zvinenge imhirizhonga iyoyo hatifanirwa kunge chimboti. Saka madzishe pachirongwa chakadaro anofanirwa kuincludiwa vaudzwe zvakashatira mhirizhonga nevamwe vanhu macommunity leaders vakuru musociety.
Saka toti pasi nemhirizhonga pamberi nerunyararo, pamberi nerudo.
Aiwa, runyararo ndo kwatinoda mukoma, runyararo ndo kwatinoda, especially takusvika kusarudzo kudai. Runyararo tofanirwa kuita election, tofanirwa kudzidza kune dzimwe nyika dzakaita sana Botswana, haumbonzwi kana mheremhere kana kuti vanongoita sarudzo yavo runyararo, anohwina achihwina, anorudza achirudza, asi haumbonzwi zvekuti pane nhingi akazotemwa kana kuti akazodai.
Haiwa, tinotenda edu mukoma Doni nekupinda muchirongwa.
Maita basa chaizvo mukoma wangu.
Thank you very much, Donald Mamboma, osibambe kwele South Africa lapho. And Mr. Mchenje, Lomasibanda, please do stay on the line as we take a short break. We'll be right back.
In times of change, when the world seems uncertain and what we hear doesn't reflect what we see, we seek the truth. When we are told only part of the story, we lose trust. In moments of crisis, our dreams, hopes, and wishes for a better tomorrow depend on a free press. At Voice of America, we bring you the stories that people take risks to see. We connect the world and unite it with truth. At Voice of America, we show you the whole picture.
For those just joining us, this is Livetalk, The Connection, coming to you live from Studio 7 at the Voice of America in Washington. Tonight, we are talking Valentine's Day, partially, but mainly we are focusing on efforts by the United Nations, the National Peace and Reconciliation Commission, and the Zimbabwe Council of Churches to discourage political violence, especially against women ahead of elections later this year. We are streaming live on our Facebook pages, VOA Shona, VOA Studio 7, and VOA Ndebele. We are also live on YouTube at VOA Zimbabwe. And now back to our panel. We have Ubaba John Mchenje, Executive Director wenhlanganiso ye 4H Zimbabwe, okuyinhlanganiso ekhuthaza ukuthula. Kanye lo Othilia Sibanda unobhala obona ngegender, ukulinganiswa kwamathuba phakathi kwabobaba labomama. Inhlanganiso yeBulawayo Progressive Residents Association. Vamchenje tichivhara chirongwa, we are running out of time. We know kuti mune zvirongwa zvekuyananisa muchiorganize masoccer matches, muchiunza ZANU, muchiunza Triple C, pamwe chete vachitamba nhabvu, especially vechidiki. Zviri kufamba sei zvirongwa izvozvo as we head towards my elections?
Zvirongwa zvedu zviri kuramba zvichiendera mberi. Chati zviti wanzei taakupinda munguva ino yema-elections. Takanangana nekuunza vechidiki kuti vayanani vaone kuti kusapota mapato akasiyana hazviisiri vengo matiri kumazimbabwe. Tofanira kuziva kuti chekutanga tine mazimbabwe isa tingazochuza pati anoda kusapota. Ticharamba tichiita mabhora akati wandei nemadialogues atinenge tichiita atinounganidzana nemapolitical parties amwe chete, but tiorganizeni kuti tova kuita national pledge that inosainiwa nevatungamiri vemapato vechidiki. Ichasainiwa nemapato wayo toicascada down kuenda nayo kumaprovinces. Then tiragadzira document atinoti Zimbabwe Youth Charter on peace and electoral processes. Rova gwaro rakagadzira mapati edu atichana nawo muproject kuti wepeace anova ZANU-PF, MDCT, MCA, Lead nepeace. Ticharisaina rigwaro rinongova more like a code of conduct, rinongoratidza more like a document that guides behavior yevana vechidiki takananganidza maelection. Chirambidza nyaya dziri uye chipromota participation of young people in the electoral processes. Chikumbira maparties kuti vavhurewo mukana kuti pavari kuchuza ma-MPs, ma-councillors ngavaisewo kota yavanovhura kuti vanhu vechidiki vava vanowanda vari mukati nemadzimai. Ndafara kuti nyaya kutaura nhasi nyaya yamadzimai yekuti tisaite mhirizhonga kumadzimai. Tiorganization zvimwe zvirongwa zvatinazvo zvekutraina also ma-young women in leadership.
Thank you. Thank you, Deva Mchenje. Let's give Umaspanda to have the last word. Maspanda, alubana bekhona baqoqa udlakela ungabakhuthaza uthini ungabaxwayisani manje 30 seconds sivala uhlelo.
Kulabo abakhuthaza labaqoqa udlakela kwezombangazwe lapho abahlukumezwa khona omama phakathi komuzi, ngoba ngikhuluma kakhulu ngikhangele kobulawayo. Singabe ngiyaluma udlakelo lwenu ngoba luyahlukumeza imuli lemndeni. Ma umama esechayiwe abantwana bakhe basala behlukumeziwe. Njalo umama kulilungelo.
I'm sorry Madawu, asichiye khonapho isikhathi sesambile sesingenelwe ngumangoye estudio lapha, and that brings us to the end of our show. We would like to thank our guests, that's Ottilia Spanda, Gender Secretary for the Bulawayo Progressive Residents Association, and Mr. John Muchenje, Executive Director of 4H Zimbabwe Peace Advocacy. Good night Zimbabwe, kukuhlukubalani kuhlelo pamberi nekubatana phambili ngokuthula phansi ngodlakela phasi nemirizhonga. I'm your host, Tungamili Nkomo. Good night, Zimbabwe.